How's it going, everybody? This is Kyle from the UI Playbook coming out with another deck profile. This time it's going to be on the red Rurouni Kenshin deck profile. With release events going on currently this week, I was very fortunate enough to be able to build the deck. But with that being said, let's get on to the deck profile. Alright, started things off with the zeros. I'm running 4 of the 3K 0-1 action Rurouni Kenshin. He has the effect of, during your turn, your opponent's characters that lose those characters in battle move to their energy line instead of being sidelined. So being a 3K, that's a 0 drop and 1 action that can be going up front very soon, and being able to not only just, remove somebody back to their energy line, but also being able to be a 3K blocker is very, 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 very strong. Like, I just want to emphasize how strong this 0 drop really is. Alrighty, even though he doesn't have a trigger, very strong. Moving on to the other 0 drops that I'm currently running, I'm running 4 of this. 0 drop 1 action Rurouni Kenshin. He's a 2K, has a get out of hand. He has step, has the same effect as the first Rurouni Kenshin that I just showed on the 0 drops. And is just, it's great to be rated upon. It's great for early on advantage because you can put him up front. Just a phenomenal card, And then for the last 0 drops of the deck, I'm running 4 Corning. She is a 0 drop, 1 action. When played, you draw a card and discard 1 card, and has a trigger of draw a card, and is at 1500 BP and generates you 1 energy. Alright, that is it for the 0 drops of the deck. Now let's move on to the 1 drops of the deck. Alrighty. The only 1 drops that we're running 4 of this Kenshin. I was able to go to a couple release events. I was able to get this stuff all done. God bless it. I'm wondering how you all did too as well. So leave that like and comment in the comment section below on how you did at your release events and what you pulled. So what he does, he's a 1 action and cost 1, 2K. That states during your turn, when he battles something, somewhere to almost, this is a very common thing with this deck. If anything battles most of my Rurouni Kenshins, they go to the energy line instead of being silent if they were to lose. But what this one does, when you play him, you look at the top 3 cards and find you another Kenshin. So you can find another one or whatever, and then you discard a card and place the other cards at the bottom of your deck in any order. Phenomenal card. And then also he's got an active trigger, giving someone plus 3K to restand it. Phenomenal. Alright, that does it for the 1 drops. Now let's move on to the 2 drops for the deck. Alrighty. Starting things off, I'm running 4 of this Corden. She has a very nice ability. So what she states is, if Kenshin's on your energy line, on your front line, this character gains an additional energy. So she's a 2 drop 1 action that also generates each energy as long as you have a Kenshin on your front line. That says also activate main. Once per turn, you can only activate this ability on the turn this character is played. Choose 1 Rurouni Kenshin Himura. On your front line, it gains. Your opponent cannot choose this character with abilities unless they place 1 card from their hand into their sideline as an additional cost until the start of your next turn. So when you play her down, let's just say you have, this 1 drop here. You don't want it to die for whatever reason, hypothetically. You can give it protection, and if they want to remove it, they have to sideline a card from their hand. Like, very, very good, and it's early on energy generation. And then has a draw trigger. Then we're moving on to this Rurouni Kenshin. Oh my god. I think this is the first time we've ever had something like this in the game. A 2 drop 1 action 4K BP card. Yes, it has some drawbacks, obviously. During your turn, he goes from 4K to 3K. But again, on your opponent's turn, he's a 4K for a 2 energy, 1 action. He generates you 1 energy as well. Also, it states during your turn, if the character were to lose by battle, just like almost everything else, I can't keep on repeating this enough, almost every single Kenshin in your deck has this ability in which it states, if a character battling this were to lose, it does not get sidelined, it gets pushed to their energy line. So it's going to help you disrupt their energy, everybody. Phenomenal. I cannot even express how stupid and broken this card really is. Like, oh my god. Alright. That's it for the 2 drops. We're moving on to the 3 drops. Wow. I can't even express this anymore. Kenshin Himura literally is your color trigger of the deck. He's got Nullify Impact during your turn, similar to everything else. I'm not going to repeat it anymore, but it has the same effect as almost every other Rurouni Kenshin in your deck. But when played, you may discard a card, and he comes set to active. He's a 4K. He only you only have the 3 energy and pay 1 AP to bring him out. His color trigger states, while in life, if there is something with 2,500 or less, you get to sideline it. Phenomenal. Who would have ever thought that we've ever seen a 3-drop at 4K and being able to swing in the same turn? Nuts. Nuts. All right. Then the last 3-drop is this Corinne, I believe is what her name is. Pronunciations are probably a little bit off. I am exhausted currently, and I haven't really watched much of the show, but I am trying. So, what she states is a 3-drop, 1 action. She states, at the end of your attack phase, if none of your opponent's characters were in your sideline, were sidelined this turn, you may switch this character to active. His characters are resting. If you do, draw a card. You can only activate one Karu Kamiya ability at one time each turn. When played, if on energy line, you may place 1 card from your hand into your sideline. If you do, switch this character to active. So when you're on 3 actions, she can generate you 2 AP, or 2 energy, not AP. She's a 2,500 and has a trigger to draw you a card, as well as helping you be able to dig cards as long as nothing was sidelined on your opponent's field. Oh my god, like, come on. This deck is so good, everybody. Moving on to the 4-drops. Alright, we're running 3 of this Kenshin. He's a 4-drop, 2 actions, comes in unplayed. He has a get add to hand and is a 4K. Has a similar, doesn't have the same effect as the other Rurouni Kenshins, but however, what he can do for you is when you play him, you get to draw a card and silent a card, and then activate main. If on front line, once per turn, place 1 Oath Not to Kill card from your sideline into your removal area. If you do, draw a card and gain all Kenshin Himura characters on your field lose during your turn abilities until the end of your turn. So he's going to be able to draw you a card and then discard you a card, and then you have your final in your life or in your sideline. You may remove it, draw another card, and now all these other Rurouni Kenshins that you're running that normally will push things to your opponent's energy line if they were to lose are now being sidelined. Phenomenal. Then let's move on to the other cards in the 4-drop slot. 4 of this Kenshin. He has basically like almost everything else. That's the only other Kenshin in the deck. This is the only Kenshin in the deck that doesn't have that effect, to my knowledge. So he has the same effects as almost every other Kenshin, where if they lose, they go to their energy line. He has, when raided, he gains impact. And then when played, you get to move something from their front line to their energy line. Phenomenal. He's a 4K beater. He's got the raid ability, so you can raid him from life. He can save you. Oh my god. It's actually come in clutch from testing prior. Phenomenal. Phenomenal. Moving on to the other final 4-drop of the deck. 4 of this Kenshin Himura. Has the same effect as everything else, and then has, when attacking, once per turn, place 1 card from your hand to your sideline. If you do, switch this character to active, and then when he gets played, you get to draw a card. So you can swing twice. You're going to be able to draw cards. Like, okay, what more can I say? A 4K body that can swing twice, draws you a card. What can I say? And then let's move on to the events of the deck. Rerun 4 of this special. I cannot pronounce it to save my life, so please don't ask me how to pronounce this. However, it states, this is a very interesting special. It kind of reminds me of like Boogie Woogie meets, I have no other words to say. It's like Boogie Woogie meets something else, but I can't remember at the top of my head. So what it does is choose 1 character with 5,000 or less PP on your opponent's front line and move it to their energy drain. If Kenshin Himura is on your field, and place it at the bottom of their deck instead. So no matter what, when you play this card, 5,000 or less, you don't even have to have a Kenshin Himura out on the field. But if you have a Kenshin Himura out on the field, you may place that card at the bottom of your opponent's deck. Like, disruption, disruption, disruption. That is what this card is doing. Like, holy crap. Phenomenal. And then, of course, you have to run forward your final 4 of which are the Oath Not to Kill. This card has a lot of synergy with a lot of things in your deck. It's just phenomenal. And also, it's, you know, it's a final. I always try to say that you should be on 4 finals if you can be. Find the room, because we are going to be going more into a heavy aggro format, especially with this deck in particular, where you're going to wish at times that the last card in your life was a final, or you had a final in hand to combo extend, so on and so forth. So, yes, absolutely, it's a 4 of. All right, with that being said, let's get into some thoughts and opinions on the deck. So yes, that is my red Rurouni Kenshin Himura deck that I have currently at my disposal. I've been trying out different things constantly. I think this is a pretty good entry level for the deck. I don't know what you guys are feeling about Rurouni Kenshin right now, but I think if you're sleeping underneath a rock, get underneath the rock already, y'all. We are now, I think, officially approaching some real aggression coming forward to this game, as well as a huge shift in how we know and play Union Arena. With that being said, please like, comment, and subscribe, and please let me know, how did you do? What did you pull over at your release of the week event stuff? So yeah, until next time, you play like signing out.